Hey all, for this video what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over code.org Web Development Lesson 3 for Unit 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and zip right through this. Let me give you some highlights and some need-to-know information before we dive into the assignment. Alright, so first thing, this is Web Development Lesson 3, Headings and Lists. And the first thing I want to cover is just to remind you all about some of the tags that we learned in the past week. And the first tag that we saw was the dot, or the exclamation point, doc type HTML. And so that just tells a computer that you're going to be writing an HTML document for your web page. And for this right here, there is no end tag. So remember, for the beginning tags, you're going to have, for example, open bracket, and again, I do like to call the greater than sign an open bracket and the less than sign a closing bracket. So just keep in mind of the terminology that I'm going to use. So for the first tag that we went over is the HTML tag, which is the open bracket HTML close bracket. And this indicates beginning of the code. So you're just telling the computer, hey, I'm going to be writing some code right now, and it's going to include the headers, the body, paragraphs, bold, and such like that. Once you are done writing all of your code, you're going to go ahead and close it out. So remember, this is opening your lipstick right here, and this is closing your lipstick right here. And the way you close your tab is going to be the open bracket backslash HTML close bracket. So all of your code that you're going to be writing is going to go between the HTML brackets, or tags rather. And the second tag that we went over, or that we saw when we were doing lesson 2, was the head tag. So the head right here is again open bracket head, close bracket, and that just tells the computer that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and write a header. And then once you're done writing your header, you're going to use the open bracket backslash head close bracket. So remember, there's no backslash when you open it, but there is a backslash when you close it. When you're done writing your header, you just hit your backslash head, and it tells the computer that, hey, I'm done writing the header. And then within the body, that's where all your web content's going to be. So your headers are going to be here, and your web content's going to be right here. And for the tag for this is, again, open bracket body, close bracket, just tells the computer, or tells the web page, hey, I'm going to be writing some body content. And once you're done writing your body content, you're going to do your open bracket backslash body close bracket. So that's just a real quick review of what we've already learned. Let's go ahead and get into some new goody-goody stuff. All right, the first need to know is when you are working in your code.org, you want to make sure that you have the inspection tool on. So it's right at the top right-hand corner, you're going to say inspector, and it's going to say off. You want to go ahead and click that every single time you are on a lesson to make sure that when you're making your changes in the code, it's going to actually reflect to the right where the program actually runs. So make sure you have your inspector tool turned on. And let's see, any other good information here? Nope, that's pretty much it for this slide. Let's move to the next. All right, another quickie for y'all is going to be for your headings. When you see headings, your headings is going to be could be H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, H7, and H8. As the headings, or the H1, H2 goes higher, what's going to happen is your text is going to get smaller. So just keep that in mind. H1, you're going to have the biggest text. It's going to be bold. And all the way down to H6 or H8, your text is going to continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And for the change the size of your headings, is going to be H. So you're going to have your, as we covered before, when you are going to start writing your headings, it's going to be in the head. So you're going to be writing your headings in the head. It's going to be right in between here. And when you are done doing your headings, this right here is going to tell the program how big to write the text and whether to for it to be bold. So H1 is going to be your biggest text. It's going to be bold all the way down to H6, which is going to be your smaller text. And again, it's still going to be bold. All right, so here are some specific instructions or directions for tags. So for your header tags, you're going to have your H1. That's going to be your largest heading tag, typically used for a web page title. And again, it's going to be, once you want to tell the computer what to run for, or what to type for your header or your H1 tag, it's going to be open bracket H1 close bracket. You're going to write your message, and then you're going to close out your H1 tag with an open bracket backslash H1 close bracket. And you'll do the same thing for your subtitles as well. Some new tags we're going to be talking about are going to be your header tag. So for this example right here, we're using a header H3, and that's going to be your shopping list. And then you're telling the computer that you want to go ahead and make a header of with the title shopping list. Again, you're going to do that open bracket H3 close bracket. You're going to title it shopping list open bracket backslash H3 close bracket. That just tells the computer that, hey, here is the title for this header. The next thing we're going to be learning is going to be unordered list. So unordered list just means that it's not going to put the list in order. And the unordered list, the tag for that is going to be an open bracket UL close bracket. And then for your list items is going to be LI, and that just means list item. So for this tag right here, the way this code reads is you're going to create a header of a shopping list, and you're going to do that by open bracket H3 close bracket shopping list open bracket backslash H3 close bracket. That just tells the computer, hey, this is the title of my title of this section. And then right here, UL tells the computer that, hey, I'm going to create a unordered list. I'm just going to give you a bunch of list items, don't put it in order. And again, you're opening that tag by the open bracket UL close bracket. And then what you're going to do is you're going to give it list items. So for a shopping list, if you're going to make a shopping list, obviously you're going to have shopping list items on there. And the way that you're going to list the shopping items starts with LI. So you have an open bracket LI close bracket, and then you have carrots, open bracket backslash LI close bracket. So this just says, look, I'm going to give you a list item right here, and this is in an unordered list. So here is the first list item, and I'm done with the list item right here. Here is the second list item, open bracket LI close bracket milk, open bracket backslash LI close bracket. So this just says, hey, I'm giving you another list item. Don't put it in order, put it right under carrots, and that's what it's going to do. And then you've got a third list item, open bracket LI close bracket, which is bread. And so you're going to tell it, hey, I want you to go ahead and add this as my third list item. And you tell it to do that by using the LI. And then you finish it off with the open bracket backslash LI close bracket. Once you are done with once you're done giving it list items, you're then going to close out that list by an open bracket backslash UL close bracket. So you open your list here. I'm sorry, you open your list here, you close your list here, and here is where you're adding your list items. All right, next thing we're going to take a look at is an ordered list. So an ordered list, instead of using the UL, you're going to use OL. So your open bracket is going to be open bracket OL for an ordered list, close bracket, and it's going to be the same structure, list item, and then you're just going to give it the favorite subjects. So open bracket LI or list item, close bracket, CS exclamation point, and then you're going to close that list item with an open bracket backslash LI bracket. And once you do that for each one of these items, you're then going to close your ordered list with an open bracket backslash OL close bracket. When you do that, what's going to happen, the result's going to be, is that you are now having an ordered list, and you can tell it's an ordered list by the numbers. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Whereas when you just have the unordered list, it's using the bullet points. So that looks like the biggest difference between an ordered list and an unordered list. All right, so we talked about that information right there. Let's take a look at where we're going to go now. All right, guys, so that wraps up the need to know information for this section. So I'm going to go ahead and do another video. And in that video, I'm going to walk you through the code.org information. All right, we'll chat soon.